Just ahead of Macron's arrival in Kinshasa, some Congolese demonstrated against his trip to their country outside the French embassy in Kinshasa. The crowds accused Macron of backing Rwanda, which the DRC claims is supporting the M23 rebels in east of the nation. Also important to note that for decades now, the Democratic Republic of Congo has been the scene of the world's longest running conflicts. Currently, tens of thousands of people have become displaced since heavy fighting raged in the eastern DRC between Congolese army and M23 rebels. It's clear that relations between the two countries have gone from bad to worse, with Kinshasa accusing Kigali of supporting the M23 rebels' resurgence by sending its own troops into eastern Congo. Rwanda denies any involvement, but the DRC is still calling for international communities to sanction Rwanda and force it to stop supporting militants. Macron has been saying that it wants a spirit of partnership and collaboration with African countries. But many don't see these plans coming to fruition because for decades now, France's action during the genocide was and still is the subject of intense debate in Africa, with critics accusing France of not having done enough to prevent the massacre, even actively supporting the government responsible for the genocide. This despite Macron saying that France was not complicit in the genocide.
It's not France's fault. I'm sorry to say it in such blunt terms. You have not been able to restore the sovereignty, neither military, nor security, nor administrative of your country. This is also a reality. We must not look for culprits outside this affair.
As we've been mentioning, Macron's tour of Africa revived old colonial winds, sparking protests, even as Macron tried to convince the population that the era of France-Afrique has come to an end.
Cet âge de la France-Afrique.
This age of France-Africa is well and truly over, and I sometimes have the feeling that mentalities are not evolving at the same pace as us. When I read, I hear, I see claims that France has intentions that it does not have, that it no longer has.
Now it's clear that Paris is seeking to protect economic areas that it has always taken for granted, which are now subject to increased competition from major powers such as Russia, China, and India. And at this point, many see France's move as a way to remain in the continent's market.